Hey, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. What is this? We don't like scraps. There we go. It is April 4th, 2025. We're still alive inside of the Matrix. Revolutions reconstructing us. Glad to see everybody. I hope you had a good week because it is Friday. Tomorrow, you know what tomorrow is? Yeah, Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be a huge day. I don't know. I just have some crazy feeling that something is afoot. I don't know what that means, but for me, it's going to mean a good thing. I just got this feeling. I just got this feeling anymore that I'm going outside the front door. I'm gonna see myself get shot. Hey, how is every? Ow! I was gonna say, it's my First Amendment. Right. They just start shooting everything at me, including a cannonball. And one of those things. Tomorrow's going to be one of those days. I can't say where I'm going because there are eyes that could show up. That's why the auditors never tell where they're going. But it's also going to be a UFO thing. Oh, yeah. Now, for Saturday or Sunday, I'm thinking of going live for the members only and do that UFO show. I think they opened up, I haven't looked, but I thought they were opening up Pine Island on April 4th for the weekend. Oh, maybe it was Easter weekend? I can't remember. Easter's right around the corner. And then Mother's Day. They just had Mother's Day in the UK. I didn't know that they had Mother's Day on a different day. I thought it was a universal thing between white and American folks. I don't know. I was going, whoa, hey, yo. Do people still celebrate Easter? It's not like it used to be. There's a picture of me on Easter Sunday here in Florida when I was 6 years old. And my niece, I think, was 3 or 4. We took a picture in front of their house. And I have this 3-hole white belt with red plaid looking pants and a bright white shirt to go to church. It was my Sunday. And white shoes that I had to polish. You got to learn how to polish your shoes. I bet you could judge a man by your shoes. The dirty shoes, dirty underwear. You still remember all that stuff. Hey, look at his shoes. They're like mirrors. In case you haven't heard, I don't shine shoes no more. No, but when you did, they were unbelievable. Hey, yo, I know you've been away for a little while. You've been in the junk. I don't shine shoes no more. Hey, I'm only kidding. I'm joking around. Hey, it don't sound like you're joking around, though. Tonight, we're not joking around. A serious show about the soy boy mentality we have in ufology. Whew, that was not a easy thing to say. I feel it's true. I do. I think if we had a different mentality, see, this is the confusing thing that Lou brought in when he came here. Ooh, hold on a second, guys. My alarm went off in my outside room. the door opened. Let's see what's going on. Let's go live. Come on, where's the lot? Why isn't this working? Here we go. Let's see what happened. Nothing. What is this? It just said the door opened. There's nothing open. That's weird. Okay. All of a sudden my stomach just got, I've been feeling okay all day. No stomach issues. I'm just all of a sudden out of nowhere. I'm going to ignore it. So we're going to talk about the soy boy mentality. It'll go away, I think. Man alive. This sucks. All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I've gotten the nausea. Just hit me. I'm serious, out of nowhere. It's the weirdest thing. I've never had it hit this strong. I don't know if it'll go away. It has to. Oh boy. Hold on a second. We'll do a little roll call, at least. Hey, Glenn. British traditional Easter Day have been stopped forever because of the migrants, because they don't like the tradition of Easter. That's why, Richie Giordano, British Easter. Really? Oh my God. But they're supposed to acclimate to us, the American, the UK culture, yeah? How embarrassing is it to see them give in like that to the much minority group? I meant to say much less, many less people, but it didn't come out right. Hey, if I get up and run out, I will be back. The show will continue if I have to go Yankee Doodle. Just give me a minute. I'll be back and we'll be just fine. I can tell this may just be topsoil I need to remove. Okay. Hey Glenn, good to see you. Thanks. Brian Yates is here. What's up, man? Tony, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm starting to feel a little better. That's how easy it is. That's how fast it comes and goes. I can't. Man, all day. Not like this, though. Hey, Jay, what do you say, Angel of GUFON? Mossy Hill, GUFOnian metal head. When I talk, the vibration of my voice aggravates the insides, the innards. It'll go away. I'm forcing myself to. It is tough. All right. Felicity, Tony, Gyro, what do you say? Hello, hello. Tony, Kelly Lewis, welcome to this show. UFO 91. Welcome. Hey, Thor. Howdy do. Welcome to you. Thor Penku. Everybody. All right. All right. Let's get started. Want to help support? You know what to do. All right. Let's get moving. And let's just say support can be beautiful. You will be rewarded. The universe will thank you, and so will I. All the links are in the show description. Under 17, not permitted without parent. Huh? All right, partners. Let's get going. As always, we have some news to disseminate to the peeps UFO news, UFO videos, any announcements like this. This comes from Mr. MBB33333, Michael Bradbury. He has one of the strangest things you'll ever see in the Earth sky. You'll ever see, and I recorded it. Not me, him. Here you're gonna see the night sky, and Rich will shut up and play the video. Go.
In the Earth sky. Check
Oh my God. Oh, that's right. He wrote it.
this out. This bizarre object that you're
Can't
about
make
to
it any
see
louder.
here was approximately 4 miles in the sky, based off of how small it appears right here at the very beginning
That's
of the
what she
video,
said.
unedited, unzoomed. And as we zoom in on this thing, it's pretty decent size, and it has features. You know how we're always zooming in to look for possible features? Well, when I zoomed in on this thing, it had features galore.
Yay,
Check this out.
features.
Purple, what looks like a question mark in the nighttime sky, just sitting there. I had a gentleman tell me that this looked like it had a liquid stabilizer in it, as it doesn't appear to be moving. It's remaining perfectly still in the nighttime sky, once again at around 4 miles up, over 20,000 feet. Are you serious right now? Wait till we zoom in on this thing and look at some of the features. Here they zoom back out, and there it is, way up in the night sky, all by itself. Here we're going to zoom in, look at some still images, take a closer look. Video was sent in by Tegan Hare. Check this out. We're going to go in. You're going to see a circle with an X in the middle of this thing. That implies intelligent design 100%, whatever this thing may have been. Look at that. Are you serious right now? I zoomed in here because this just looked highly unusual. Looks like a mouth opening, right? With 2 lights down below. There's the circle with the X in the middle of it. Lights kind of scattered around.
I don't see an X. That's the X? An X would be another one coming this way. I see a line like dividing,
Around right there.
And I wouldn't call that a mouth. I would just call this an cutout or an indent or an inlet. If this is an object, I know he's just trying to give his description, but let's not make this thing be alive until we see the innards digesting people.
Right there. I believe one down here. Yeah, one down there.
Oh.
What is going on? That was in the sky above your planet.
I really don't understand this. It is weird. It is weird, right?
Just sitting there, taking it all in. Look at that. Get a load of that, would you?
Oh, you know what? I see it now. You see the guy? Here's the nose and the mouth. And this is like an eye patch or something. Oh my God, it's almost like his profile. Shut up. Shut up. What is going on? It looks like there might be one of those eyeglasses on the other side. Come on. Let's go back. I want to see this up far away again when I get first close. Okay, look. As you can see here, it's almost like a question mark or half a heart. Like me, I've got half a heart.
Way up in the night. Look, video.
All right. See, now here's where it got weird. It looked. Let's see. I guess it may have turned a little. See there? That's where I see nothing. I guess, yeah, you zoom in and you get a big surprise. A guy. This is at 20,000 feet. So,
features. Night sky.
My thing is, why would it have a man's face? Look at this thing. It even has little teeth. See the teeth?
That implies 100%.
Right? right? See the mouth right there? He's got about a big nose, his glasses, his mouth. It doesn't look like teeth now. It just looks like, a distortion of image. Yeah, that's bizarre.
X in the
This is
mirror, two
bizarre.
right there, one down there.
Look at that. How does that even make sense? So the only thing I can think of is this is a balloon of epic proportions, or it's an alien. I don't know. Dorothy, $2 super question chat. Hey, Rich. Definition required for soy boy. Oh, really? I think you know. Hey, by the way, people have been saying that term for a while. I've been saying it for about a year, but I haven't been using it a lot. A soy boy is a man on the left. I could even bring a video and show you, but why bother? Everybody knows. About half as manly as a man should be. And I'm not saying feminine. I'm just saying pasty white, doesn't do anything, sits at home all day, has no life, and doesn't act like a man. And when he tries to act like a man, it looks like a very uncoordinated deer or a Giselle. Yeah, it is odd. Soy boy. Been saying it for a while. Now I hear everybody saying it. And it all is meaning the same. Doesn't mean gay. It means, you're acting a little bit feminine for a dude. I come from that part of the world, that part in time where it was okay to talk about this stuff. So I'm bringing it back. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm already shadow banned, right? What else? What are they going to do? Glue themselves to the front door? Please, I could use the story. I love it. I was watching a video today. By the way, thank you, Dorothy, for at least asking. And, there are people who don't know. And I pretty much was going to mention what they were, but we sped up that process, didn't we? Hey, thanks again. You're a continuing supporter of GUFON and a good friend. Thank you. Thanks. All right. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Dominated female. I'm looking at you guys. Louder with Crowder using for a while, soy boy. Yeah. The meaning, it means they're from that side. Doesn't always mean woke. I say somebody who's just, not acting manly. So are you saying that women can't act like men? Shouldn't act like men. And men shouldn't act like women. If they want to act and play on a stage, that's great. And there's nothing wrong with it. You're free. You're free to do whatever you want. Anywhere you want. But if you're doing it in public, expect people to comment about it, especially me. Why am I yelling? I'm sorry. I get a little bit triggered on these topics, as we know. I haven't watched Louder with Crowder, I think one episode in the last year, because they got him booted off. And then when he didn't come back for a few days, I kept getting sick and I never saw it again. Same thing with Mark Dice. I stopped watching him for a while, but I'm watching him again. And I like, what's her name? The one who does Lefties Losing It. What's her name? Nina? Ninety? All right, let's get to UF. Holy mackerel. Oh my God. What we just watched here, though, from Mr. MBB is very strange. It really is. Because look, we don't know what this is, right? But what if this is them? What if that's them disguised? Like we really weren't supposed to capture that image, or maybe we were. This is what's very interesting in ufology right now. Yeah. My goodness, if I thought you guys would have wanted to talk about the soy boy more than me, I would have made the thumbnail a little more appealing to it. Jiminy Glick. All right, all right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a term that's been around. Now, I used it all on my own. I didn't know other people were using it, especially a year or so ago. Maybe I picked it up somewhere and didn't realize it. Maybe it was from Louder with Crowder. But either way, I feel like the term is valid. It's better than saying, for all of you out there who are so against freedom of speech, it's better than saying forget about it, right? Hey, if you were in England and you asked for a fag, you wouldn't get punched. Somebody'd give you a light with a cigarette because that's what they are. Cigarettes. I don't know why. Could you bust me a fag, please? Say what? Man, Do you remember when Crocodile Dundee came out in 1980, I believe? You came to New York and all that. Wasn't it New York? I don't know. That was funny to see how he blended in. That's not a knife. And then he whips out this thing. That's a knife. He whips out this 8-inch blade that he dissects alligator or crocodiles with, not alligators. We don't have alligators in Australia. We got crocs. Right? They have crocodiles. I remember when Rock was young. Me and Susie can. All right, we got to talk about this. I am very much into doing this on the show someday. And I mean soon. Okay? Liberation Times has pretty much got their beat on what's going on in ufology, right? I would agree with that statement. They seem to be on top of what's going on. So I recommend checking out Liberation Times, even though you may not like them or whatever. You gotta read everything from everybody if you can, so you know what everybody's thinking. This, okay, let's just talk about it and I'll spread my idea of what I think. Let me pull it up. Can UFOs be summoned and or signaled? Yeah. A new scientific initiative has plans to verify such claims this year. Now that's exciting. Can you imagine? If they really can, see, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Who is going to do this? A new scientific initiative has plans to verify. Oh, who? 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 Yeah, that's the News Nation still showing an alleged recovery of an alleged recovery of an egg-shaped UFO. Thank you for putting that in there, Christopher. Written by Christopher Sharp yesterday. We weren't here. Oh, that's right. I was sick yesterday. Sorry. I mean, I didn't do anything. I actually got a little bruise from laying in my chair for over 20 hours. I couldn't move. All right. Skywatcher, a civilian group led by unidentified anomalous phenomena, whistleblower Jake Barber, has released a comprehensive Skywatcher discovery framework, marking a major milestone in its emergence as a major organization in UFO research. The framework lays out a rigorous 6-level process to investigate unidentified UAP. Why are they saying unidentified UAP? Just say investigate UAP. Right? All right. We already know it's unidentified. To investigate UAP with scientific discipline and transparency. One of those things won't happen. Skywatcher's team say this structured approach, complete with falsifiable experiments, will help bridge the gap between anecdotal UFO experiences and credible, scientifically validated discoveries. Barber, a U.S. Air Force veteran whose testimony prompted an investigation from the DoD dedicated UAP office known as the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARROW, has positioned Skywatcher to tackle UAP claims that the government agencies have struggled to resolve publicly. Quoting, ARROW is aware of Barber's claims and is investigating them, a DoD spokesperson told Liberation Times back in February this year. Barber's allegations include that elements of the U.S. government have even explored summoning and attempting to communicate with UAP through mind-based or psionic methods, a term referring to an individual believed to possess heightened mental or psychic abilities such as telepathy or remote influence. Now, with the new discovery framework, Barber's team is attempting to test such unconventional ideas under controlled scientific conditions, rather than accept or dismiss them outright. At the heart of Skywatcher's initiative is a step-by-step roadmap for turning mysterious sightings into verified findings. Wait. What do you mean turning them into? Yeah, I don't like that. You don't turn them into anything. You bring out the truth within. You don't turn this shit into, because that to me is exactly what the left does. And Liberation Times is, that side of ufology. So that way of thinking, that scares me to read it. And I'm taking it that way, literally. Because that's what they do. You just say it and it becomes it with these people. We got to watch this. I'm sure he didn't mean it that way. But it sure as hell can be taken the wrong way. Turning it into, that sounds like you're taking something that's almost perfect, but all it needs is a little bit of validity, like saying somebody saw it or, making it more real sounding. In other words, falsifying stories for the narrative they want, and that is to say the aliens are here. And this is a problem I have with this side. It's scary what he's reading, what he's saying, and what I'm reading. To me, it's scary. All right. A roadmap for turning, and I think I know what he means, turning mysterious sightings because, well, at first they were just mysterious. People didn't know, but once we investigated, now they're verified. I get it. That's what he meant. I know. But not everybody's as smart as you and may take that, yeah, we can just say it. All right. By emphasizing, in quotes here from the framework, by emphasizing a stepwise progression rooted in the scientific method, the framework ensures measurable progress and builds a process for credibly identifying and understanding unidentified phenomena. It adds that no claim will be advanced by Skywatcher without meeting strict transition criteria that prevents shortcuts, meaning multiple credible, unexplained indications warning further investigation. And then here are the 6 levels that they're going to work within the framework that Skywatcher will use. Level 1, preliminary observation. Collect initial reports of sightings and filter out those with obvious explanations like aircraft, planets, drones. That's obvious. Number two, level two, I mean. Structured data collection. Gather data with instruments, cameras, radar, etc., under standardized procedures, yielding tangible evidence for analysis. In other words, clear, legible data. Level three, analysis and hypothesis testing. Analyze the high quality data and test hypotheses to see if conventional explanations hold. Only if anomalies persist after rigorous analysis does a case move forward. So, in other words, if they can't debunk it in the first few tries, like, oh, is it this, or this? I don't know. Let's make sure they double it up, they verify the findings. Now it moves forward. Level four, independent verification and peer review. Invite independent experts to re examine the data and attempt to reproduce findings. I just said that. Peer review and outside analysis at this stage ensure the anomaly is real and not an error. Level 5. Public disclosure and review. Release the vetted findings openly, for example, on AirXIV, for broad scrutiny. Engage the public and scientific community to review, replicate, or challenge these results. And level 6, full discovery and integration. If evidence is conclusive, the phenomenon is accepted as part of official knowledge. At this final stage, UAP findings, whether exotic or mundane, are integrated into science and policy with full transparency. Skywatcher's framework emphasizes scientific rigor, data quality, and transparency at every step. We will see about that. It is designed to filter out misidentifications early and build confidence as evidence passes. In other words, I don't want to see flares being talked about. I don't want to see flares. I don't want to see sky lanterns. I don't want to see a drone. I want to see them post the good stuff. That when we look at it, we go, wow. Wow. I don't want, hey, that looks like a drone. Hey, that look, don't pee on my rain and tell me it's peeing. No, wait, don't pee on my leg and tell me, what did I say? Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Anyway. Skywatcher has set a deadline to prove or disprove their ideas within the next year. A bold timeline for UAP research. No, it's not. The first research thread, electromechanical signaling, explores whether certain electronic signals or equipment setups can attract UAP or cause them to respond. Look. I had to catch my breath. This is so stupid. What they're doing, what he's doing, it's another version of Lou Elizondo 5 little variables, whatever the frig he calls. This is almost sounding like we're dipping into Greer's, vision quest into the minds of an alien. It's just a mixture of the two most popular things out there to try to make contact with aliens into this. It says here the concept stems from decades of anecdotes that UAP seem to react to specific radar frequencies, lights, or other signals, just like an animal would. If you have Bigfoot in the forest and all of a sudden he hears music coming from that direction, he's going to go look. That's all this is. This isn't us going, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, for aliens to arrive. We're not chanting. No. I know that's what people are doing, but that's not how it happens. Oh, God, it's just people are being taken advantage of. And I know there's some people out here who believe that it is possible. And at one time, I might have believed it myself. However, what did you hear when I was reading that? Repeatable, verifiable evidence, which I could not get because it's so random and unexpected. Well, that's because they know they can feel the frequency. Shut off. That has nothing to do with it. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me, well, that's why Ryan or Christopher Bledsoe can't get the white lady in perfect vision. Oh, but they can see her, but not in the camera form. We're not ready. Not yet. Oh, everything's just so conveniently just out of reach. It's been that way from day one for me. Nothing's changed. So I can't really buy that you can summons the UFOs. Prophet Yahweh in 2004 tricked everybody in Vegas thinking he was summoning UFOs. Something did show up. We come to find out he had somebody release balloons about a mile down the road. And then by the time the wind blew them over, they were almost done with the broadcast. And all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute. What's that over there? And it was one white dot. And then all of a sudden, hey, it's going back from where it came. Look, I wasn't there. I don't know. All I know is it's very hard to see a white balloon or a white dot in a bright sky. That thing could have been over their head. They probably didn't even notice it until it got to the right place in the sky. And then somebody's like, hey. Oh. But if it was that easy, don't you think it would be happening? And I would be making viral videos having UFOs visit me. And what about the kid in Vegas? Remember last year the aliens landed in his backyard? Why didn't anybody do a CE5 there? Why didn't Greer rush out there and say, we should do a CE5 now? For some reason, they landed here, crashed, whatever. No, that didn't happen. I'll tell you what did happen. George Knapp held on to the story for a month. So the whole timeline skewed, held for review by who? George Knapp. And then the next day, Grush goes on an interview with News Nation. And we had 10,000 people live here that day. Oh, feeling better. Man, that was scary. Well, the document explains how 5 years have been spent refining a set of electronic triggers, dubbed the dog whistle, intended to prompt a UFO to show up. Yeah, this is really fun. According to Skywatcher, preliminary results have been repeatable with their signal configurations reliably drawing UAP to appear or fly directly overhead during field tests. Multiple sensors are used simultaneously, from electro-optical cameras to infrared and radio detectors, to capture these incidents, strengthening the data collected. Crucially, control tests using random signals failed to lure any UAP, whereas the tailored signer suit to date never failed a to elicit a response, the team reports, by using the tailored signal suite. Despite the striking early claims, Skywatcher is treating electromechanical signaling as a hypothesis in level 3, the analysis and testing phase, rather than a proven phenomenon. To advance confidence, the next step is moving to level 4, independent verification. We're not yet at the stage of independent verification, Skywatcher notes, explaining that so far the data looks anomalous, but outside experts haven't vetted it yet. In a recent News Nation interview with journalist Rose Cuckold, Barber stated that Skywatcher will be releasing promising footage on April 7th, couple of days, which is Monday, of a case involving a Tic Tac UAP, similar to the one witnessed and engaged by Commander David Fravor in 2004. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. What is this?
The Joe Rogan Experience.
So, what year was your incident? And you have a very, very famous incident that's corroborated by actual evidence, which is one of the rare ones. What year was it, and where did it take place?
So it was 2004, November 14th.
Oh, don't sound so excited to be there, Rubberneck.
If you draw San Diego to Ensenada, Mexico, we're about 60 miles off the coast in between the two. We're doing workups, so
all right, we're not gonna
when we get ready to deploy, this was for the 2005 deployment.
Anyway, here it is. Watch.
Hello and welcome to Reality Check. Before we start, I want to tell you a little bit about our sponsor. To release later this week a document which you call the Sky Watcher Discovery Framework. It's a protocol for how you intend to investigate and corroborate or disprove the phenomenon. Take us through it, please. What is this discovery framework?
Yes, thanks for asking about that. And we hope to have that out shortly after this airs. So be on the lookout. Folks can dig into the details. I won't go into too much of that right now. But at the top level, it's a document really meant to anchor how we think about our overall approach to collecting data and then sharing our findings with the public, right? Skywatcher is not meant to do its work in the shadows. We want to do things in the open. We want to have a transparent and rigorous scientific approach that brings in all experts and folks that are observing these activities. But we want to apply the rigorous scientific method to our work and to how we communicate.
You know, can I ask you guys something? Why are we talking about this? I mean it. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Of course we're going to bring in experts, no matter what UFO UAP is captured. They're acting like this is the first time anybody's ever come up with this. I mean, there's nothing new here. This is a rebranding of what we've seen in ufology for decades. Hey, let's really, this is what they're saying. We're really going to do research now. Yeah, we're going to vet it, and then we're going to regret it. No, not this time. Because that's what they've been doing. Vetting and regretting. Because that's the information we get. When they tell us, oh, I thought we were going to be talking about Jake Barber's video, not some other video that is on, a training tape. This wasn't even Jake Barber's experience we're looking at here. Why are we looking at that one? Interesting. Maybe he wasn't even on one. Maybe, just maybe, he's a pilot who's a good actor and they found somebody who could cry like Greer because why? Tears sell. We all see it. Oh, he's like a real person. Oh, that really happened. Nobody would cry. Who would cry on camera to sell?
The level of confidence in our findings, right? Right now, we're in a sort of a zone of ambiguity and uncertainty around lots of UAP-related information and data, things that are mostly anecdotes. We want to provide a framework that can go from anecdotes, intriguing images, intriguing.
We heard all that. I read it all.
Clearly something that needs to be explained, but it doesn't allow you to make really much of anything in terms of a conclusion. So where we want to take the next step is, in level 2, essentially structured data collection, right? Which requires actually putting a lot of resources out into the field for a long period of time with specialized skills and equipment and analytic methodologies to collect data on those objects. And
we already got people doing this. There's people. All right. There's people out there already collecting data. I don't understand what this is, why they have to bring up this new Skywatcher thing. This is bullshit, man. I want to believe that they're going to do some really good work. Maybe they will. But nobody's come through yet. So what is so different about this than, let's say, a Project Blue Book, right? Or J. Allen Hynek did. Project Blue Book? And what else? Yeah, all of that stuff. They did it. Nobody's ever come back with anything verifiable to the public. See, what's going to happen is maybe they're going to stumble upon some stuff they shouldn't give to the public, and that'll be squashed. And if it does make it to the public, they'll squash it somehow with, it's not real, or it was part of a movie, or they'll come up with something. It was a training test set. What a training video. I don't know, man. I just don't know. What are they going to do differently? I know he's telling us, but I haven't heard anything new.
Rigorously formulated hypotheses against that data. And then you can produce that analysis. Then you can share your analysis. We think this observation that is on multiple sensors, that was confirmed by multiple different observers, that was seen in many different categories over time. This is a real observation of a highly anomalous object displaying performance characteristics or apparent morphologies that are truly anomalous and exotic, that have no apparent obvious explanation in terms of conventional aircraft or misidentification or bugs or whatever, right? So that's what we want to get to in level 3, is you have the data to be able to formulate hypotheses that then you can do your analysis and then share your analysis that demonstrates we think this is highly anomalous. And then level 4, get that to be peer reviewed, right? You want to get that independently tested, get others to sort of poke at your data, poke at your conclusions, try to assess, well, was this actually a misidentification of something that you didn't account for? Is there something in that environment that otherwise could explain that? And ideally, you try to really poke as many holes as possible in that preliminary findings, and we'll publish our results, and we'll want to get folks to take a second crack at it.
All he had to say was, we just need verifiable evidence. Thank you. That's all we needed.
The things that's in your document is you've got a new term for what I would call the psionic inviting or summoning. And I can understand why you've changed the term, because it's a fairly loaded term. And you've got this new term, which is neuromeditative. What are you calling it? What are you calling it, Jake?
Neuromeditative interaction, or we call our psionic assets neuromeditators. So
neuromeditative interaction.
Oh my God. They're calling people who meditate, who go in a trance, what do you call them? I forget already. Neurotransmitters? Wait, what did he say?
The things that's in your document is you've got a new term for what I would call the psionic inviting or summoning. And I can understand why you've changed the term, because it's a fairly loaded term. And you've got this new term, which is neuromeditative. What are you calling it? What are you calling it, Jake?
Neuromeditative interaction, or we call our psionic assets neuromeditators.
Neuromeditators is a new term for being in a meditative state. Neurotransmitters. See, there it is. Trans. They can't get away from it. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And you got Soy Man or Soy Boy, Rose Cuckold. See, that's a soy. He's soy. Because he's got no cajones, no balls, nothing. He'll go along with anything as long as there's enough cheddar to fill him up. Or there's a story that'll put him up at, higher level than most reporters. This sucks. So stupid. What is it? What are they? Wait, what? Turban? Dirty? Your turban is dirty? 2016, I thought.
The things that's in your document is the things that's in your the things that's in your the things that's in your document is the things that's in your document is you've got a new term for what I would call the psionic inviting or summoning, and I can understand why you've changed the term because it's a fairly loaded term, and you've got this new term which is neuro-meditative. What are you calling it? What are you calling it, Jake?
Neuromeditative interaction, or we call our psionic assets neuromeditators. So
neuro-meditative interaction. That's what we previously have.
So neuromeditative used to be psionic. So they had to change it. Neuro for the brain. And the other one is, I think somebody sent a super before? Did I get that Dorothy super? I didn't forget, right? Did I get that? I just saw something come in. Hold on. I want to thank everybody for signing up as a member. Appreciate that. I was going to name off those people soon. Hold on. So tonight was just Dorothy. Okay. The soy boy. Oh, and then Jason Semero gave me $2 on the other show. Nope, that was here. Metalhead. Okay. All right, so that, I guess it was something else that didn't show up on my end. Hey, Stars and Night Vision, how you doing? Yeah, Soy Boys voted for Kamala. Hey, look at this. Thor says, I'm not shadow banned. I see advertising for GUFON all over YouTube. Oh. I'll tell you something, because I have 2 accounts. I see Rich Saves America being recommended when I'm on my GUFON, but I never once saw GUFON on Rich Saves America recommended. And I don't know why that is. It is strange. We are shadow banned. I mean, I can't tell you enough. You can see, well, I did an experiment. And I never made a video to show it. I just talk about it because nobody cares but me. Really, nobody cares. But the honest thing about it is I am shadow banned. And I did a test where I went in under my old account, GUFON Lives, and I made a comment under a video in UFOlogy. Then I went in under GUFON, made another comment. I come back in the next day, save the link, go back, look at the comments. There were so many, like 150. I saw Rich Saves America right there in the middle, but no GUFON. Nowhere to be seen. Now, I have to go in those accounts under the other account. So if I want to see the GUFON one, I have to go in under Rich Saves or GUFON Lives at the time. I'm telling you, I'm shadow banned. It sucks. I don't see me anywhere. I don't know what you're seeing, but I have to disagree. My numbers tell me otherwise. February 2nd last year, everything changed. You could even see the numbers. Look at January 26, 27, 29, thousands of views, thousands on each video. Then all of a sudden, 650, 700, from 1,500 to 2,000. It just went right in half and never went back. There's no video from GUFON that has over 1,500 views since February 2nd of last year. That sucks. Live shows. So how does that happen when for 4 years, you're doing all right? I mean, you're not knocking down everybody's door, but, eventually the complaints added up to they don't want me to be. I'm recommended 18%. Rich Saves America, 72. That's what they're recommending. It's almost a whole 180. Isn't that wild? Yeah, I used to be at 44%, and that was bad. Now we're at 18. So we're shadow banned. And you know what? It would be great if you did see me somewhere else and snapshot it or screenshot it and send me. I would like to see it. But yeah, I have to disagree. Apostate plus tax. Your turban is dirty? Thank you, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat from Apostate plus tax, a continuing supporter of GUFON, and Sky Allen. Sky Allen. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. It's pure love. Thank you. I really mean that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I thought I saw something else. I don't see it, so let me go into the actual show. There's Sky Allen. Oh, Sky Allen, member for 35 months. That's the one I missed. Thank you for that. Wow. Almost every single month since we started. Thank you so much for that. God dang. Time flew. All right, I guess we're caught up on all that. Thank you, guys. What's up, Phil McClorick? Fog Log? Dan Peters? Gyro Stingray? 427. Good to see everybody. Thanks for hanging. All right, let's get back to work. Look, I'm in the show, right? It says two waiting. two are waiting to come in. Let me refresh. Okay. All right. Your turban is dirty? God, I love saying that. All right, let's get back to work. Thank you for the supers. Thank you for the love. Time flew this show. This was one of the fastest times I've ever seen an hour go by. I have to admit. All right. We only talked about one thing. Me. No, I'm kidding. All right. So can UFOs be summoned or called upon? Well, these are the plans that they have. This is part of it. Everyone has heard we pick it up on our radar, we track it, we image it through a number of different means. And so that's going to be exciting to see because that's one of the ones that holds the most promise for an exciting conclusion right now, they say. On April 7th, you'll get to see our interactions with the Tic Tac. Did I just read that right? How did I miss this the first time I read it? Hold on, look at this. Come on. Look at this. On April 7th, you'll see interactions with your mother's aspirin, with the Tic Tac. We had a lot of success with the Tic Tac in episode 2 of the filming of that. It showed up for several days in broad daylight, dropping from above 80,000 feet. Yeah, down to 5. We got it. Are you kidding me? We're going to see this? We're going to see this? This is unreal. That's a huge claim. This is like Greer talking about his CE5. This is really bizarre. What's up, Burning the Veil? Hey, who's this? $10 from Raging? No, it's Raging Against Machine. Not the machine. $10. Canadian coin. What did E.T.'s mother say to him when he got home? Where on earth have you been? Were you probing again? Stupid. Why are they funny, even though we've heard them? I never heard that one. But probing is, very popular with the aliens. But now it's more accepted. Yeah, a lot of people are more open-minded to the back door. Stupid. Times have changed. Hey, we don't mind anymore. Were you abducted by an alien? Yes. Did they, anally probe you? No. What? You didn't get anally probed? What a jip. That's what it's turning into. Thanks, Ragin, a continuing supporter of GUFON. And for all those in attendance who supported the show that way, thank you for supporting GUFON monetarily. And echoes all over Earth. Oh, that went a little longer than I thought. Thank you. Thank you, Ragin. Thank you, everybody. All right, I think we figured these guys out. This is another one of those, we can do it, now watch us do it. I have to find out when this is. I know it says April 7th, but where? Where? You hear how I said that? What a soy boy I'm turning into. You guys better watch me. Make sure I don't switch teams. They plan to bring in a neutral third party, ideally an academic or scientific institution, to review the findings, check any prosaic explanations like instrument error or environmental interference. That's nice. Skywatcher also intends to allow independent observers to witness experiments in real time, ensuring the results are not just a fluke or artifact of selective data. Really? So any Skywatcher can go there and do this with them. If, after all that, the strange signals still appear to coax out the UAP with no conventional explanation, the project will graduate to a level 5, full public disclosure. Now, if a mundane cause is found at any point, however, we will be prepared to revise or abandon the hypothesis accordingly, the team emphasizes. The second and more controversial line of inquiry is the neuromeditative interaction. Essentially, the idea that human consciousness or focused mental intent might influence UFO manifestations. Jake the Barber and his colleagues acknowledge potential skepticism. Yeah. While this concept is controversial, it's not without precedent. Historically, various military and intelligence agencies have explored psi-related phenomena, and numerous anecdotal reports have suggested a non-physical or cognitive component to UAP interactions, the framework notes. In other words, shut your mouth, come along for the ride, and see if it works. If it don't work, we'll say have a good night, and everybody go have a cup of coffee and go play Russian roulette. That goes all over brain matter. Because this shit, they're going to make it work. They're going to make it work. Do you hear what I'm saying? They're going to make shit appear. The Tic Tac will arrive. And it won't be legit. Where the hell are they doing this? Does anybody know? This goes on forever. I can't read all this tonight. It goes on another. I mean, as long as I just read, that's how much more is left. I will, here, take the link to this, read it on at your own. I'll put it in the show description. I usually don't. But there you go for you guys. That's from the Liberation Times, just in case you needed it. Did it show? I don't see it showed up yet. Anyway, I put the link in the show description. I will put it in the show description at the end of the show. All right. Got some sightings for you. Well, that's weird. It didn't go through. Oh, there it is. Okay. We've got some good ones. Before I get to that, though, oh my God. Speaking of Jake Barber is getting into things he has no... This guy should stay out. He should stay out, back out of ufology before it's too late. You are going to ruin yourself. Jake Barber says Skywatcher has footage of not the first jellyfish footage, but of a jellyfish UFO, which appeared to have electrical pulses between the head and tentacles. Oh! They're going to release... Wait. And I'm confused by this story. Because right underneath that line, it says, Skywatcher will release video of a Tic Tac UFO on April 7th. Has nothing to do with that UFO jellyfish I was just mentioning. Then underneath that, it says, the Tic Tac, not the jellyfish, I don't know, says, well, it showed up for us several days in broad daylight, dropping from above 80,000 feet. They are assholes. I'm getting angry at this. This Jake Barber guy, he's bad news. He is. He's bad news. He's giving us wrong information. This is bad. Ryan Graves now says he has footage. Remember, all those years I've been talking about him specifically having footage and lying about it. But now he says he has obtained high-resolution photos of a barbell-shaped UFO seen across the world. But not the ones he saw when he was flying around. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to show us what he recorded. So you got to take back what I said. But he says he's obtained these photos of a barbell. Very large. 2-dimension. I think I know the video he's talking about. He doesn't show it here. It's not out yet. I just went through the video. He doesn't show it yet. It's a very short. I think these are the two. This is the barbell that came out in like 2004, 2005. And people were saying it was a fake at the time. But what I think Ryan Graves is going to show us are these two domes that kind of, it's flying very fast. And I think they only had 2 frames of it here. And then you see it, on the other side of the screen. I hope it's not that one. But it says he has the footage of a barbell shape seen across the world. I'm almost positive it's going to be that. Now, Tupacabra put up a video, says we need to be talking about this. I've got to play this video. We're going tonight. We're just moving along, one after the other, just disseminating ufology in a way. We get in, we get out, we go on. Check this out.
As a psychological operations officer and was a former NSA agent. He wrote papers about how the US military could use belief, perception, and fear as weapons. He was the guy shaping how governments and populations could be influenced. Not with guns, but with ideas and mind control. This guy is literally the founding father of PSYOPs. And I mean, seriously, like this guy, he didn't even try to hide it. Like, bro, he could have trimmed his eyebrows, but no, devil horn brows. And you might be saying like, oh, come on, you're just reaching. This isn't supernatural. He's just the military guy that does PSYOPs, and he just happens to have long eyebrows. And to that, I would say, please, my sweet summer child, I'm going to need you to take a seat for this one.
On this altar is one of a number of daggers, which we may use in our rituals. This one happened to belong to the commanding general of the most elite unit of Germany's infamous SS, which was concerned with black magic and occultism research in general. Anything that it could find that had to do with the origins of the human race, destiny of humanity. I have been to the Wewelsburg, which still preserves Heinrich Himmler's ritual chambers to this day, and have conducted a black magical ritual in the so-called Hall of the Dead beneath the Wewelsburg. This particular dagger is inscribed to our comrade in the Leibstandarte Theodor Wisch, Brigadeführer, a major general in the Waffen-SS. And on its blade, it bears the inscription, Mein Ehre heißt Treu, or my honor shall be known by my faithfulness.
Honestly, that clip makes me feel deeply uncomfortable. That's the same guy. That's Michael Aquino. Same military clearance. A lieutenant colonel in the US Army speaking glowingly about this dagger that once belonged to Heinrich Himmler, the leader of the SS that was used in black magic rituals. And
my thing is this. If all of these rituals aren't real and they don't work, then why are there rumors about Hillary eating children and people drinking the blood of certain individuals and all that other stuff that goes on underground over at that big owl they see in the... Remember that with Alex Jones 20 years ago? Whatever that place is, still goes on to this day. It is really weird. What are they really doing? I just don't see the purpose in it. To do all this ritualistic stuff with all of the people that are running countries, and they all go, where's that, Bilderberg? What is that called? Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Hillary's a robot. Remember that? Remember when she almost fell going into her limousine 6 years ago, and then something falls out of her leg, and it sounded like, she was falling apart. And then they just throw her in the back of the limo. Good question, V-Man. Well, do we want this phenomenon to be scientifically investigated by the private sector or not? We have to make up our minds, he says. We can judge the results. Look, no, see, I think I need to disagree. I always say do the research yourself, but if you can't, what kind of research would you buy into? I don't buy into government anything. I wouldn't buy into it. I just don't trust they would give us the results. Private, same thing, but you can't get records off of it. You can't FOIA request anything, or if you wanted to, it's going to be private unless you're in on it. So we've got no choice. I'd rather the private people come up with the answers. That's so tough. This is a really, like, the whole entire genre is trying to figure out who it is. What does this ufology want to be? Do you still want to toy around with the idea that everything, all right, let's just say it. Angels and demons, ghosts. Do we want to go that way? Are aliens angels and demons? And if they are, the next thing we want to know is, how do we contact them? Well, according to what we're hearing, frequencies, mind, frequency, energy, hey. So that's the next thing, right? Contact. And if it was true and we could contact with aliens, where are those people that are making the claims? See, here's what I want. You can talk to the aliens. It depends on what your claim is that you can get from the aliens. Well, I'm calling them aliens. I don't know what they are. Let's just call it, for now, the aliens. Just for, lack of a better term. What I want from them is to verify that I'm speaking to something with intelligence, or am I just losing my freaking mind? I tried talking to aliens. To this day, I tried today. It didn't work. You know what I hear? My own voice talking to me. I don't think it's going to happen. You don't? No. Let's just wait. Don't say a word. I'm thinking, though. I'm always thinking. Yeah, but don't think with your mouth. Think with your nothing. Just think of dead air. Dead air. Shh. Nothing. And then I tried going, and nothing worked. Then I tried clicks. Then I tried playing the bongos. Then I tried, I can't tell you, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. Nothing. We need evidence. And this is where the soy boy mentality comes into play. We say it. It becomes it. What is a woman? Remember? Don't ever forget those days. They were just last year. What is a woman? And try to describe it without the word woman. No circular logic. Well, a woman is someone that, looks like a woman, that thinks she's a woman. He's a woman. That's what they brought into ufology. That mentality. Well, if they're saying it, if Ryan Bledsoe and if Christopher Bledsoe says it, and he's got all that blurry footage, he's telling the truth. He's a real go-getter. No. He is the worst thing that's happened to ufology since, who was the guy that got arrested? Thornton Mellon? What was his name? For child stuff. Yeah, that guy. I think Christopher Bledsoe is a poison to ufology, unlike anything we've seen in a long time. He's bad. And let me tell you this. The people who support him, like, who was that guy? He spent 5 days at his house, swore there was a presence that he saw there. Nothing though on that. No video evidence, of course. 5 days. He said, "Oh, I believe him. I was there. I saw it for myself." Where's the evidence? Oh, just a little bit shy of that. Of course. Of course. Billy Carson said, "We don't belong to this galaxy," says Infinity. I mean, the Milky Way. We actually belong to another galaxy, which is currently colliding with the Milky Way. Are you talking about Andromeda? We're from Andromeda. That's not far-fetched at all, my man. Or, yeah, Andromeda's already started its interaction with our galaxy, or is that's got to be what you mean? Yeah. And all those stars, if you take the densest part of the Milky Way and aim it towards the densest part with more stars and Andromeda than you can imagine, they actually said not one star or planet will collide. That's how far everything is apart. Even though it looks like it's like right next door, that's what they say. I don't buy that. I think there's going to be many collisions. You don't think any of those planets or stars and all that shit's going to get sucked in with the gravity? Come on, they're not that far apart. They don't feel the gravity. Somebody somewhere is going to run into something. But we won't know. It's in 180,000 years, I think. Good stuff, Billy Carson. Billy Carson. Now, I was on the fence. And everything I heard about Billy Carson was bad. And I want to ask you a question, because Billy Carson seemed like a night. I mean, these people are just dirty. Why? Why are all these people dirty? No, he had a past, and his past caught up with him. And not only that, it's gotten really bad for him. I'm surprised we're still seeing him interact. I'm sure some of you who watched that other Scambian show, I think he's done something about him 100 times. Maybe there's something new over there. I don't know. I don't go there, but wow. I'm telling you. It is Friday. That's why. All right. I want to test you. Are these UFOs seen in Bristol, Connecticut, or Chinese lampoons? I think you're going to have a hard time, because wait until you see this. This is, no, it's exactly like every other one you've ever seen. All right, hold on. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. On a Friday night, we're looking at orbs in Bristol, Connecticut. Are these the orange orbs that people see, or are these just Chinese lanterns? A lot of people in Bristol, Connecticut don't know. See how that bottom one, though? Shifty Mike, he's moving faster than the other two? Or is it because of the way the car's driving? That right there, my friends, is what I would consider lampoons. I'm sorry, I got that. I got to show you this video. I don't understand why they're talking about this. Is from 17 years ago in Mexico. And they're still talking like it's a holographic image. I am not going to say what I know is going on here until you watch this for at least a minute. I'm telling you, you may or may not have ever seen anything like this, but I think you can figure this out. Test your skills on this. Tell me what you think is going on here. Is this a holographic UFO or something else?
Creo que el árbitro retrocede la jugada y cobra la infracción anterior, ¿no? Así entendí yo. Sin embargo, el técnico de las Águilas del América, Rubén Omar Romano, manifestó que gracias a esta equivocación su equipo volvió a perder en casa. Armando López Fernández, Palco Deportivo.
Ana Gabriela Guevara regresa al deporte, pero en su faceta como promotora en esta capital. Los detalles serán dados a conocer este martes. La imagen del exvelocista apareció en la campaña que lleva por título Yo sí soy capaz. No se dan a conocer mayores detalles sobre ese proyecto, pero las actividades de Ana Guevara no influirán con el Instituto del Deporte de esta capital u otros organismos de derecho.
Tu derecho, mi derecho, nuestro derecho a decidir. Niños y niñas libres de violencia tienen todo el derecho. Socialdemocracia es tú tienes derechos. ¿Te escondes por no pagar impuestos? Vive tranquilo. Presenta tu declaración anual por internet. www.sat.gov.mx.
Okay. I don't know what happened there. That was everything went blank and then it came back up. Holy crap, that was weird. Yeah, everything, all the chats are gone. The video stopped playing on here. Very odd. All right. Well, I think the video we were just watching is of balloons that are tied together and they just keep, spinning around as a string that's probably holding them. And, it's just basic geometry. No. Basic, what is it? Kinetic energy? Yes. So they're held together, they're spinning up, they bounce off, they go around. That's all it is. It's balloons. End of story. Arturo Robles Gil was the star in the 2008s, 10s. Like, that guy was Jaime Maussan's go-to guy. I don't know if he still is. But he was the one who was debunked horribly on a Discovery Channel show where a couple of MUFON guys went out there, sent up balloons. Arturo Robles videotaped them, thinking they were UFOs, bring it back to Jaime and says, Jaime, we caught UFOs. Jaime looks at the video and he goes, oh, this is what he been seeing the whole time. I told you. And they go, no. We sent the balloons up. You? This is you. Yeah. We wanted to see how stupid you are. He didn't say that. I'm saying that because that's what they wanted to say. No, this is not the same as what he sees. And then they showed a side by side. It's exactly what he sees, tapes, records, and gives to you that you disseminate to the public as legitimate UFOs, you liar. I'm all right. I'm okay. All right, one more? Do we have one more? Let's see. Whoa. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. This is fun. So this is from Flat Out Truth, from the Flat Earther. It's got 2 R's on the end. I'm going to show you this. I don't know. I don't know how this eluded us and the whole world forever. How could this? Do you see it? Go. Look at that thing. What the? That's amazing. It's just there in the rocks. How come we've never seen that before? This guy. Right, but here's another face. See the mouth, the nose, the eyes. Weird. Look at, he's sitting down like a gorilla man. It's pretty big. Look at it. He's looking right at us. Look at that garb. He's got robot arms almost. Kind of long like a chimp. It is Batman. Turn the radio off. There's no radio on. Oh, in the video? Yeah, sorry. Sorry, T. Yeah, that's a good one, but not the best. Let's see what else we got. We got any more of those? All right, I'll show you this. It's from Chris Leto. Here's what it says. Mellotron called it wrong, and Sabine Hossenfelder rated it 9 out of 10 BS. Now, a predicted corridor in the Great Pyramid has been confirmed. And we're going to show you that. Oh, I'm a little sick. Oh, I thought it was... Forget it. That looks like something. I need to do a pyramid show. There's no question about it. There's no question now. I have to do it within the next few days. I want to show you this. Somebody made a video about the scale so you can get an idea of how big this thing is and maybe what it would take to build it today. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. This is unreal.
I've ever imagined as far as engineering is concerned.
Lord.
You know, I mean, the pyramids schmyramids at this point, with what they're finding. So yeah, this is what it looks like. This diagram show you the exact scale of how insane this discovery is. So up here you have Khafre's pyramid. It stands 471 feet tall. You know, this is so bizarre. It's definitely more impressive, and so that's what we're looking at. And then this is where it gets really, really crazy. If you zoom all the way out, this should give you a good idea of you know, just the scale of engineering, what we're looking at, what they did. And yeah, I guess maybe we'll find out more in years to come. Crazier than we could have ever imagined.
This is wild. So wild. There was a rock monster in the Lord of the Rings. I think in the Avengers movie there was a rock guy who turned into rocks. But there was a mountain that came alive. Yeah. I don't know if that was Fellowship of the Rings or one of those movies, maybe somewhere in there, but yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think about what they found here in Egypt, but it's amazing to me. I need to do a show. All right, that's it for tonight, guys. I've got a lot of work to do for the rest of the night. I am going to watch a documentary that could be some groundbreaking stuff about an abduction and a story you may have heard about. Can't talk about it because I don't want to. Nobody told me not to, but I think I want to wait a little bit. And it's really interesting at 30 years that this may come back into the limelight. And it's a dark hour paranormal. Well, it's because of him, Michael. And that's all I can tell you. I don't want to mention who it is. But there's some real interesting things that he and I are doing and he's doing. On top of everything else, yeah, we still want, to make the movie together. And but he's doing something that could be great for ufology. And it could change the way people think about a certain story they think is fake, like me. I don't buy into this whole story yet. I buy into this and that, but there's some things that I just can't. But Michael's going to tell me why I need to believe. And tonight, we're going to watch a movie that was made about it. And I'm very excited to be at least just a witness to what's happening. So, all right. We'll be back tomorrow. You betcha. 7 o'clock, probably. And we'll do it again. And again. And again. I want to thank the moderators and super chatters and new members for keeping the show up and running. Mucho gusto, generoso. Thank you very much for the help. Much needed. Truthology for ufology. What happened? We do it for you. Got it. Now you put it all together. All right. All right. And what else? Yeah. If you ain't looking up, you're not looking out. For ufology. All right. Have a great night. Alien bless.
There's a good thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies of whispers, and why did it sound one of the most treasured sites in Christianity? There's a new belief in this unseen proof for an abnormal universe. UFO, form of a bright light, is descending over the dome of the rock of Jerusalem.
Bonus.